EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll run with the former LSU Tiger. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Off the play fake. Moore. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Quick slant there gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Tracy trying the right side. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. And they'll run again. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are on the board first here in Vegas. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Sanders. That is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. That one taken in by Neighbors. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Now a 2nd and 2. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Steps away to his left. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Ward. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
A throw right side caught by Neighbors. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Back to throw again. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 23. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Second down and 3. They'll hand it to Tracy. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a third down and 2.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit them quick. Little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. On a jet sweep, here's Neighbors. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
The quick slant caught. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now it's Tracy. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others?
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Gano for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. Here's 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Phillips. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Now a give to Mostert running right. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Second and 5. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 26. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Off play action. Sanders. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not. And he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Zamir White taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 4. Robinson hauling it in outright, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit, because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Right back to Tracy. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
Ward from the gun on 3rd down. That is caught, and he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5. On the run is Tracy. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10. On the ground, here comes Tracy. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Successful toss play to the right there. It's interesting. Teams seem to run the toss a lot more to the right than to the left.
It's usually a little more natural. Right-handed quarterback, typically your power side running the ball is to the right side with your guard and your tackle. In college football, they used to call it student body right, because you had everyone on the
touchdown from 8 yards out. And the Giants have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Gano the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fighting his way through contact, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Operating from the gun, Sanders. Short throw caught by Bowers. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 31-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. A nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. A handoff running left is Mostert. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Back to throw. Sanders. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And New York set to take the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
To throw is Ward. Off the play fake. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 33 yards that time.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Tracy going to get it on first down. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Tracy. There's a nice move. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On to give, it's Tracy. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. From the gun on 3rd down, Ward. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Graham Gano for the Giants field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. Gano's kick is good, and the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
It's Myers again with another catch. That he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. First and 10.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10. They'll look to throw again. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Looking to throw. Sanders. He'll swing this out to Mostert. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Sanders into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Giants are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Here's Warren throwing to start the drive. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Sanders operating from the gun. That's caught by Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. Off the play fake. Sanders. That's swung out to Mostert. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield but what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Sanders now from the gun on third down. Pass taken in by Phillips. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
Here's Mostert. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. White going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Again, this is White, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know they're going through all the possibilities right now, but the truth of the matter is a field goal doesn't do them a ton of good. It'd still be a 2-score game, so to me, go for it. Go for it boldly.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start with a run by Tracy. Gets past one man. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 74 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Moore. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw. Moore. He finds his man. It's Robinson. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Tracy. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. Eric Stokes in on the tackle.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Ward. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in and picks up the first down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Ward. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Off play action. Ward. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors from 21 yards away as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. 2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his feet as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down and 6 now. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They hand it off to Mostert, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
White running to the left. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
Well, I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and focus.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Raheem Mostert taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Raiders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And possession switching back to the New York Giants. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Ward. He sets to fire deep. He's got it at the 15. And he will be taken down deep in Las Vegas territory. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 66 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one on to the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. Looking to throw. Ward. The quick slant caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Back to throw. Moore. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
To throw is Sanders. From the gun, he'll throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Myers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Sanders. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 31-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider 1st.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Throw left side complete. That's Myers. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
1st down, here's White. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over, is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
The kick by Carlson is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, Sanders. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And now out come the Giants. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Right back to Tracy. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. Straight ahead, here's Tracy.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Have got him.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one a product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Here's Jamie Gillen now
as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
Here's Sanders throwing to start the drive. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Sanders. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
In motion is Phillips.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Dexter Lawrence, his 2nd sack of the night.
The lessons will continue, but this rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Looking to throw. Sanders.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Here now, 3rd down.
Back to throw.
He gets this to Myers.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. And a short gain down to about the 33. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Two yards still to go. Third down now. They'll hand it to Tracy. And he is going to have a New York first down, and the Giants are going to win the football game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.
With that, we say good night from Las Vegas.